tell you a little bit about spoken word. Spoken word healing consists of healing statements that individuals repeat to heal whatever issue one may be working on. It is very powerful self-healing. It is a very powerful self-healing technique. Spoken word has been used to help relieve pain, prevent individuals from becoming ill, and to reduce negative energy and enhance personal growth. With that being said, I'd like to introduce to some and present to others our first speaker of today, Mr. Darnell Davis Jr. You can find him around Kankakee, doing open mics.
All over.
You can find him on social media, giving prophetic words. So I'd like to introduce to some and present to others, Mr. Smooth.
How's everybody doing tonight? Well, this morning. I'm sorry, I'm used to performing at later hours in the evening. How's everybody doing today? Can I get some energy? How y'all feeling? Y'all doing all right? Like my brother announced, my name is, everybody just calls me Smooth. I've heard so many, it's either Smooth, Be Smooth. My name is Keep It Smooth, and I'm gonna come up here and try to do just that. Keep it smooth by bearing my soul and telling my story, using the gift that was given to me, which is singing and spoken word. I'm not gonna be before you long because we have some wonderful presenters that I cannot wait to hear them speak. So I'm just gonna dive right off into it, and hopefully you all enjoy it, and hopefully my story is able to help y'all, tell y'all's story. Okay. Everybody's looking for that something, one thing that makes us feel complete. You'll find it in the strangest places, places you never knew they could be. In life, we're all looking for a euphoric type of feeling. For some, it's found when exercising, taking those same stressors that life keeps using as ways of upsetting and distracting and releasing that energy in a controlled setting. So impossible as it may seem for people to receive a natural type of high from these types of things, but in all honesty, medically, this is a common feat. Hormones released by the brain, the spinal cord, and other parts of the body have similar abilities to that of morphine, causing a so high type feeling. Some find it in the faces of their children, thinking about how you felt when you first held them. That passion that flooded when you first looked upon them, knowing that in any instance you'd be there in an instance with Timbs and 10 clips ready to stand in defense of them. I'm smiling with the bottle at 2 a.m. because you're feeding her or him, and it's at these points when those endorphins kick in, reintroducing that cloud nine type feeling. And the only way to describe it is being so high. I'm talking so high. Like actually being able to experience your dreams. For example, for me, it's stepping from behind the curtain, seeing the scene of a poetry setting with an audience that's ready to receive me. Whether y'all came for me or even know me is irrelevant to me. The only thing I need is a platform and ears capable of hearing. Yeah, I paint images, but your eyes you don't need. And that feeling of feeling, you feeling what I'm feeling is baffling. It's breathtaking. And see, for y'all, it might not be performing. It might be teaching or helping the less fortunate than we, but whatever it may be, you've got to fight for every dream, 'cause who's to know which one you let go would have made you complete. Like looking into your significant other's eyes. Those eyes that provide a sense of solace in life when times seem to get harder the more you fight. Those eyes in which you can hide when nothing left feels right. When you look to the left at night and see nothing left to fight because what's left is right. Those eyes that grant that temporary ability to fly. So high you get glimpses of satellites and comets, soaring like rockets without ever first needing to leave the tracks. Making plans that at any other time would sound like outrageous statements like, maybe later we can go up to the moon or sail among the stars before the night is through. And before you know it, you're sitting there like, oh, this feels so crazy. And all this love is blazing. And baby, we're so high. We're walking on cloud nine. See, you don't need indicas nor sativas to experience euphoria. It doesn't require squares and strange air to get you there. Just keep living. Trust me, each and every one of you will get there. And when you know just what I mean, to find that special thing and be so high that you're flying without wings. And that's my first piece, y'all. With my next and last piece, I'm gonna go ahead and hurry up so I can get out the way. Get back to these incredible speakers y'all have ready. I'm actually gonna tell my story. So it won't be no singing involved, but it's definitely a story that I hope somebody gets a chance to heal from. I'm a part of a team out here of entertainers and activists called Silas Mic, and we perform all over from here, Chicago. We're actually doing drives and food giveaways and a youth open mic coming up on the 23rd of this month. So I would love for anyone who has youth under the age of 18 that they hear singing or performing or doing poetry or anything, please link up with me because we would love to engage the youth and get them used to using their gifts and their talents and their abilities, you know what I'm saying? But I did not become the vice president of this group by happen chance. And hopefully my story will give y'all an idea as to why I'm so passionate about what I do. The crazy thing about my story is telling it is no easy feat, you know. I actually read about it before I lived it, but that's what happens when you don't yet believe. I come from a structured upbringing, mom, dad, siblings. Pretty good community when I compare it to other places that I've seen. Graduated high school at 17 with a certificate to aid in nursing. I was dreaming of six-figure salaries and palm trees, but my focus would change the moment my shackle got released. From the outside looking in, my family got called the Cosbys, but from my seat, I'm trying to make sure we talk about the same thing. Paying more in rent fees before 18 than I've ever had expected of me. Militant disciplining and constant instability made things interesting, to say the least. One thought resonating more than anything though, I couldn't wait to be free. Like I was in the race with the Flash, I floored the gas and took part in any and every opportunity that came past. Weed, women, and Hennessy became my sole reality. I was working to maintain a habit and create a scene that would ultimately bring all three of these things to me. I went from pursuing anesthesiology to numbing my own body with Bud Bacardi and bodies like somehow that's really living. You live by something and you'll die by that very same thing. Trust me, even a ladies' man can experience this type of irony. It's one thing when people lie about having your seed. It's another when they actually get you to believe. I made vows to God about having seed that I took seriously, but a loose tongue would allow this to be used against me. Had to stop nursing because of a bad back situation. Lost my sole means of transportation. Dropped out of college and made surviving my sole occupation. I was muling and gaming, claiming the nation, turning my back on my foundation, swearing I'm gonna be famous. Yet some nights, I was checking people's residence or vacant transportation. A victim of the life that I placed myself in. Barely fast forward, and I was homeless. Think about that for a moment. Because y'all don't understand how humbling it can be to sleep on the streets at 18 in the same town you grew up in. Dad stayed across town behind the bricks, actually, but at the time, me and him was always getting into it. My mom stayed out of state, but I had no way to communicate. People I once knew looking at me like, man, fam, what happened to you? I had to be straight up. I became a product of distraction. I let any and every attraction become the contraption I was trapped in, content with just surviving because I knew pretty soon my life would end. Time and time again, I was faced with life and death situations, incarcerations, confrontations, tribulations. Man, thank God I made it, but trust me, it had absolutely nothing to do with anything I did. In life, we're all faced with a humbling experience. For some, they just didn't believe that life really is serious. Others got lost in the sea of just being curious, but as for me, my story was different. I needed to be taught some humility, which is why my test was constructed so meticulously. It took me losing everything to see what really are the important things. Eventually, I returned home to my family, head and my shoulders, praying my father would forgive me. See me, I was a prodigal son. What's your story? I've been keeping smooth, y'all. Hopefully y'all have enjoyed these pieces that I have presented to you all. You can find me on YouTube and Facebook. And enjoy the rest of the show.